So I'm sitting on quite a firm chair. So if you have a softer chair, just be aware that that might influence how your spine relates to the chair. We want roughly the same angle from hip to knee. So you may find if your knee is a bit lower that you want to pop something underneath the foot, a blanket or a brick or a block or something, or if you don't have those things, maybe a large book would suffice. But as always, the first thing I'm going to do is close that down so I have a bigger screen so I can see you better. We're just going to arrive together on this rather warm day that this class is being recorded. So we're going to bring a little bit of movement and attention into this present moment. Let's just take a couple maybe of sighing breaths, if that would be a nice thing to do. So breathing in through the nose, and then a sigh or a yawn, maybe once or twice more. I'm feeling the response in the body as we breathe out. And also noticing that as we yawn or sigh, the mouth opens a little. We might become aware of any tension around the jaw. Might want to give the jaw a little wiggle, a release. Feel the jaw soft and settling. I can clench my teeth sometimes, so bringing awareness to the jaw can just help me to find a little bit of space and softness around the face. And then just allow yourself to orientate to the space. And this is really for your nervous system to settle. So with soft eyes, just allowing your eyes to look through the space that you're in. Becoming aware of the doors and the windows, floor, any other creatures like my cat or your dogs or animals that might be around, and maybe looking behind you. It can be quite comforting for the nervous system for it to have looked behind you, to know visually that space that's behind you, that kind of orientating. Yeah, speaking about visitors, I see got another one on your lap, he might join in. We've got a dog present, yeah. And then let's find our grounding. So I like to look down at the feet and scrunch and unscrunch my toes on the ground. Just going to let a few people in. Scrunch and feeling the texture of the ground under the feet. And this is a little something you can do anywhere you are in the world. When you want to drop out of the head, the control tower, and you want to get into the present moment, we can do that through grounding, through feeling ground. So we can roll to the outer edges of the feet and the inner edges of the feet. Just moving the feet. We could lift the heels, lift the toes. And then see if we can settle the feet down into the most comfortable place that we can find. And feel, and maybe with our eyes notice, as much as possible, a connection through the big toe and the little toe and the center of the heel, really grounded through the feet. And then bring that attention up through the body, through the legs, into the knees, through the thighs and into the hips and the bottom and the pelvis. And take any little micro movements through the pelvis. So I'm just shifting my upper body around so I can feel the weight of my bottom and pelvis on the seat that I'm on. And just really feeling that firm connection. Feet on the ground, bottom on the seat. Now, if you're feeling a little bit tired or you feel that sitting upright is harder to breathe, feel free to lean back a little into the support of the chair if you prefer. Let the shoulders round a little bit. Let the head rest a little bit. But if it serves you better to sit a little bit self-supported, you could do that. But maybe just let the gaze and the head just look down just a little for a moment if that would be okay. And let the hands just slip off the legs and just give them a little shake of the hands. And we're going to imagine the breath comes in through the feet and up to the crown of the head. And you just breathe at your own pace. If I move too slow, you just move faster. If I move too fast, you move slower, right? As we breathe in, I'm going to imagine with my hands, I'm going to mimic the movement of the breath coming all the way and take my hands a comfortable height above the head and then turn the palms down and breathe out. Feel the air against the hands as the hands come down. And for now, just moving the hands, breathing in, palms lifting towards the sky. Maybe your hands just come up in front of the chest. Maybe they go above the head, and breathing out, hands coming down. And find your own rhythm. And breathing out. And we're going to bring in a little colour. We like to use a lot of colour in this work. It helps to stimulate different brain centers, which helps to keep good brain health, but it also helps to bring a little color to our lives. Anytime if you get tired, you rest the arms and you imagine the movements. Let's imagine breathing in the color red with the hands, breathing in the color red all the way to the crown of the head, breathing out the color red all the way down towards the feet. And let's breathe in the color orange, breathing in the color orange coming all the way up to the crown of the head. Breathing out, color orange all the way down. Feel the lightness of the air on the hands. And when you're ready, yellow. Breathing in yellow, moving as fast as you want. Take as many breaths as you need. Breathing out yellow. And just rest the arms for a moment. Just let the breath flow free. Notice how the hands feel. And we're going to bring in the arms and the spine. So I'm going to sit to the side so you can see. We're going to take the color green when you're ready. So we're going to breathe in the color green. As you lift the arms, you could lift your chest and your head and also look up to the sky. And as you breathe out color green, you could round the spine and rest the head. Or you're just moving the arms. Light blue now, sky blue. Breathing in, arms coming up. Breathing out, hands coming down. Maybe you rest the head and round the spine. Dark blue, arms coming up. Maybe you lift the chest, you lift the face with the arms. Dark blue as you breathe out, rounding and coming down. Keep the breath flowing and just rest the head for a moment. And this little hands resting on the body. Okay, we're going to take another little movement with the hands, this time out to the side. So we're going to breathe in, take the arms out to the side. And breathe out, just cross one arm over the other. So getting the movement with the arms before we bring the color in. Breathing out, arms wide. Or breathing in rather, breathing out, opposite arm on top if you can make that work. Yeah, and then let's bring in a little color into this. Let's breathe in deep purple, deep rich purple. Breathing out, imagining deep rich purple, wrapping it around the body. Breathing in lilac, like a bright, light purple. Breathing out that lilac, wrapping it around the body. We're going to move on to black with stars, like a night sky. Breathing in, black with stars. Breathing out, black with stars. Good. And then breathing in, clear, white, vivid, bright light. Breathing out, clear, white, vivid, bright light. And keep the arms around the body. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. Give a little twist to the arms. Just rock the arms from one side to the other. You could rest the head. So if I sit to the side, you can see the head's kind of dropping. And we're just giving a little twist to the upper back. Feeling the feet on the ground, the bottom on the chair. When you're ready, take the arms out to the side again and just wrap the other way with the arms. Wrap the other way. Rest the head and again give yourself a little twist. Just feel that upper back moving. Noticing sensation around the neck and the shoulders. And maybe how it feels to give yourself a hug. To show yourself a little bit of this attention and this warmth. And then when you feel ready, let's let the hands come down and rest the hands onto the leg. And let's just imagine the breath now without moving the hands. Let's imagine breathing in through the feet, the breath coming all the way up to the crown of the head and breathing out all the way back down and into the feet. If you want to imagine the arms moving in any way as well, you can. Let's take 3 or 4 breaths in that way, eyes open or closed. Breathing in, soles of the feet all the way to the crown of the head. Breathing out all the way down to the feet. Let's bring in some color. Breathe in red all the way up to the crown of the head. Breathe out the color red all the way down to the soles of the feet. Orange when you're ready. Breathing in orange to the crown of the head. Breathing out orange all the way down to the soles of the feet. And then yellow when you're ready. Breathing it in, filling the body with yellow. Breathing out, sending yellow all the way down to the soles of the feet. Bringing in green, breathing it in and up to the head. Breathing green down into the feet and into the earth. Bringing in sky blue, light blue, breathe it up. When you're ready, breathe it all the way down to the feet. Then dark blue, rich dark blue, breathe it in and up, all the way up. Breathing out all the way down into the soles of the feet. And then choosing that lilac, light purple, breathing it in and up to the crown of the head. Breathing it out all the way down to the soles of the feet. Rich purple, breathing it in all the way up to the crown of the head and all the way down to the soles of the feet. Black with stars, twinkling stars, breathing in that spacious color, breathing out that black with stars, dropping it down into the soles of the feet. And then a clear, white, brilliant light, breathing it in and up through the body, breathing it out and down into the feet. And then you could just stay with that sense of bright light color dissolving and clearing, clearing and cleaning. Take a moment to notice how you feel, to have moved with color and then to have imagined color moving in you. And then let's bring in a little movement. Let's start with the head today. Let's drop the head over to the right shoulder. Give the head a very, just going to shut my windows. The van comes down the street, makes a big noise. Apologies. Head just dropping over to the right, and I'm not mirroring you so it looks like the left, but we go both sides, so don't worry. Give a little shrug and a drop to the shoulders so we notice that we're not holding tension in the shoulders. Notice if you're leaning back in your chair, and you're welcome to, but if there's enough energy to support self-lift now through the spine, you could see if that would be possible. And then just make a little swing of the chin. So I'm swinging the chin towards the shoulder and swinging the chin towards the ceiling, but all the time keeping the head dropping to the right. Just a really gentle little swing. Yeah. And then when the chin drops to the shoulder, keeping it as close to the chest as I can, as I bring my ear over to the opposite shoulder and take a moment just to be there. And if your neck's anything like mine, one side feels much tighter than the other. And then take that little swing of the chin toward the shoulder and towards the ceiling. Shoulder, ceiling. A couple of little swings, getting a little bit of movement into the neck. And then take a few free and easy half head rolls from side to side. And really take your time. Maybe there's somewhere along that journey where you feel tightness or tension. You could pause there for a moment if you wanted to. And you could breathe in the color of spaciousness or ease or softness. Whatever color you choose, you could imagine it moving into that space in the body. As if it was bringing more freedom, more ease, more comfort. And you could get really nice and free. And without taking the weight of the back of the head down, you could begin to make some circles. So lifting the chin toward the ceiling. And if I sit to the side, then bringing it towards the chest in these circles. I'm not taking the full weight of my head back because it's heavy, the head. It takes a lot to lift it up. I'm just moving really slowly with attention. Coming back the other way when you feel ready. Bringing some gentle, conscious movement into this incredible neck of ours that allows for so much mobility. And then let the head drop, give it a little shake, rub the hands together. And as we like to do in this session, give a bit of self-massage. So rub the back of the neck, the top of the shoulders. How might the neck like to be stroked, touched, squeezed, rubbed today? What would feel really releasing, tender, caring? How would this amazing neck of ours like to be touched? And feel free to stay with that if you're enjoying that. Otherwise, we're going to let the head come all the way up and just notice for a moment maybe that tingling sensation across the top of the shoulders and the neck, just from bringing your own hands to stimulate that energy and blood flow. And let's begin to roll the shoulders really richly. And as we roll them, let's really lift them up. Feel that space from waist to armpit. Let's really squeeze them back, and then let's really press them down. So we can make this quite an active, deliberate movement. And you can squeeze them in towards one another if you would like as well, and lift and squeeze back and press down. So how much activity you bring in is up to you. And then maybe if it would be a nice thing to experience, you could pause. So I'm going to squeeze my shoulders in, feel that stretch across my upper back, squeeze them in. Then I'm going to lift them up towards my ears, feel that lift, but that length here. And I'm going to drop them and squeeze them behind my back, and then press them down towards my hips and release. Let the hands hang and just have a shrug and a drop of the shoulders. Shrug and a drop. Yeah, anything that feels nice. You might even want to put in a little shimmy in there if it would suit. Never know. Let's bring the hands together. And we're just going to bring the elbows out. So hands together, elbows out, and we feel that stretch into the wrist. And we can also probably feel a little bit of breadth across the upper chest. And we're just going to begin to snake the elbows from side to side. And as we move, we can still feel the feet on the floor, the bottom on the chair. And we can become aware of the breath. And we can keep the breath quite smooth and steady. And you might like to take this snaking arm movement up. You might like to begin to take it out to the sides and get it a bit more exaggerated. Or you might like to keep it really small. So I'm going to take mine out to the sides and up towards the sky, and feel how you get into those different spaces around the armpits, the upper back. You could take it into circles if you wanted to. What would you like to do with this movement? Maybe you want to imagine it and rest. Maybe you want to slow it down. Maybe you want to keep it small. All these really juicy spaces we find as we snake our way around. And then gradually bring this movement back into just the hands, traveling from side to side. And then bring the hands back into the center and just pause for a moment. Land the hands back onto the legs. Feel that upright sensation through the spine, and just notice how it feels. Any movement you want to make, always feel free to make it. Let's take a couple of breaths again, from the feet all the way to the crown of the head. And choose a color that you think represents softness. And as you breathe in, imagine that color traveling from the soles of the feet up into the crown of the head. And as you breathe out, that color coming all the way back down and into the feet. Twice more, breathing in and up. Breathing down and into the ground. Once more. Just being really present to sensations as they arrive in the body. Good. Let the arms hang either side again. Let them kind of drop. Begin to roll the wrists. Roll the wrists. And you could let the hands stay quite low, or you could lift them out to the side or in front of the body, and you could just really watch the wrists. And maybe you could slow the movement down. And notice how it feels in the wrist. And notice how the elbows and the shoulders move. And then let's catch hold of one wrist. So let's catch hold. I've got my left wrist with my right hand, doesn't matter which starts. And try and keep the arm very still and just move the wrist. And really open the hand. And notice how this movement feels quite different when you don't move the shoulder or the elbow quite so much. Yeah. And then do the other one when you're ready, a gentle grip. The arm is still and you're really just playing with that wrist, just exploring these incredible hands of yours that do so much work for you and for others. That write, that clean, that carry, that stroke, that goodness knows what, type, goodness knows what they do. These incredible hands. And then rub the hands together and give a little massage to the hands. Anyway, across the palms, across the back of the hands, little rub into these hands. Okay. And then let's bring the shoulders and the arms a little bit into the movement. So there's an invitation to float the arms out to the side of the body. Soften the elbows. They can be as low as you want them to be, and you can imagine. And then I want you to imagine that you're holding two doorknobs in your hands. And we're going to turn the hands, but see if we can move, as we just did holding the wrist, can we turn the hands and the wrists as much as possible before we move the elbows, before the elbows begin to move. So I'm turning the doorknob and eventually my elbows have to turn. And then my shoulders, if I keep turning, my shoulders have to lift. And then my upper back begins to round because I have no choice and I have to come forward. And this might feel really strong. And then we go back the other way, but can we start with the hands? Can we begin to roll the wrists, open the doorknob the other way? At some point, the wrists have to move the elbows have to move the shoulders, and then we can open, and then the shoulders keep dropping back if we keep opening the door, and the chest begins to open. And then free it up, move really freely with it. Get fluid and open and just roll one way and roll the other. So we're just imagining holding those doorknobs and we're turning them in one direction and then we're turning them in the other direction. Moving through the wrists, the elbows, the shoulder, the spine, the neck. And then I imagine that feels quite strong. So let's let the arms come down. And let's take a few breaths again. Find your color of softness, or maybe just the color, and breathe in from the feet to the crown of the head, and the crown of the head to the feet. Take that 3 times. And as you breathe, see that color moving through the body in just the right way for you. Maybe it comes like a wave or a rain or just a line of color. And maybe you can begin to sense that quality of softness coming to you with the breath, that ease, that comfort. Yeah, well done. Remembering you can just imagine the movements anytime. Notice how the hands and the shoulders and the neck feel in comparison to your legs and your feet. So for me, I feel a bit more awake, a bit more connected. I haven't moved much down here, so I feel a little bit quiet down here. Let's get into the spine. Let's do something really familiar. So we're going to rest the hands on the thighs. I'm going to invite you to just slide the hands forward, and this will eventually mean that the upper back rounds. And we're also going to add in that little tuck. So I'm just showing with my hands what the pelvis will be doing, tucking that tailbone under. And then as I slide my hands all the way back towards my hips, it's like I have no choice but to lift my spine, and I can decide how much. I can bring my elbows quite far back, open face and chest to the sky, or I can stop and just find length. So if we're working with any issues in the spine, we may prefer to stay with more length than back bend. And then we just play. Somewhere along this space is what's right for us. It may be a little or it may be a lot. Take your time. Take as many breaths as you want. If you like this feeling of opening through the front body, maybe pause for a moment. Let the eyes be open and soft. If you like this feeling of coming in towards yourself, maybe this sense of safety and quiet, then take a breath or two here. And just feel the spine moving, extending and opening and rounding and closing. And notice how the pelvis is moving at the bottom of the spine. And then if you wanted to add on even more attention, can you move from the pelvis? So the head always thinks it's so important, doesn't it? It's got so much to say, the head. Well, what about the body? What if we moved from the pelvis first? So we lifted the tailbone out behind us, and that's what brought the length of the spine coming up. And then maybe as we tuck the tailbone and round the spine, that's what brings us back the other way. So maybe once or twice more, a little rock. And then get really free with it if you want. Really begin. You could move forwards and back. You could get quite round and quite big, or you could keep it quite small. What would be nice? Maybe there's another movement you want to bring in. Maybe as you come up, you might like to reach the arms out behind you and give a little stretch behind you. Maybe as you come forward, the arms reach before you. Maybe the arms stay on the legs. What might be nice for the arms, for the neck? And then let's come forward in the spine. Let's reach the arms forward, and with soft elbows, let's let the arms come up towards the sky. Let's lift. They don't have to come as high as mine. Lots of space between the hands, as if we're holding a beach ball or the sun in between the hands. And you could lift the face towards the sun and imagine the warmth of that light shining down on your body. Relax the shoulders. And then we're going to take a forward fold. So we're going to let either the elbows come onto the thighs and round the head, or we're going to let the hands come down toward the ground or to rest onto the sofa or the desk or whatever's in front of us. Just coming into that forward fold. Take a few breaths. Maybe 3 of those soft breaths of colour, breathing up and into the head. And then back down and into the feet. That smooth breath. Good. Coming up in a way that makes you feel really comfortable and not dizzy. Feeling the weight of the feet on the floor, the body on the chair. Just bringing the body up. Yeah, nice and slow. Good. And then let's take some space between the feet. Comfortable distance between the feet. And let's, with the support of the hands on the body, let's find those circles of moving the spine as if we were just circling the spine in the basin of the pelvis. So we're just circling the spine around. And you'll notice that as you come forward, there may be a sensation of stretch along the inner thighs. And if you want to, as you come back, you could tuck the tailbone a little bit and round into the lower back. You could move through the shoulders. So you could draw the shoulders in as you come back and open across the chest as you come forward. You could pause, you could change direction. It could be something quite slow or quite fast. And what would the head like? Does it want to hang or does it want to stay upright? Eyes on the room. Just get very free in this body and just notice all these movements that it can make. This incredible body can move in all these different ways. And then let's bring the body into the center space between the knees, and we'll come up, right? Take a little roll of the shoulders again. We're going to work one shoulder at a time. So just begin to roll one shoulder forwards and down. Roll that shoulder. And then see if the shoulder movement would like to lead to a little forward fold. And you come back and up and fold. So then we begin to bring the spine into that roll. And I realise these may be new, unfamiliar movements, so don't worry. It's actually good that we move the body differently. It's very good for the brain to reconnect. And then you might like to bring the arm down and to touch the ground and let the arm hang. And bring the arm back, so you bring the shoulder and the elbow in. Or you just do the shoulder. What would be nice? To be working here or to be working there? One more time. And then rest that shoulder for a moment. Notice how it feels. And then let's go the other way with it. Let's lift it up and back. And lift that shoulder up and back. And then if we want to, bring the whole of the spine and the elbow in. So we lift it up and back. And up and back. And maybe one more time. Maybe the whole arm wants to come in, if it would like. And then have a little listen. And let's do the other shoulder. So we're coming forwards first, just rolling the shoulder. I'm just going to keep an eye on the time. Okay, good. Yeah, rolling the shoulder forwards and down. Then maybe we're bringing that elbow into this forwards and down. Maybe the arm is kind of just coming forwards. Maybe the spine is coming forward. And then we can go the other way, either just with the shoulder or with the whole of the elbow or with the arm. And then let the hands rest, arms rest. Yeah. Okay, we're going to take one last stretch down through the legs, and then we're going to come to do our relaxation. So I'm going to sit to the side so that you can see. And first of all, we're going to take one foot. You may also need to sit to the side depending on the chair you're on. 1 foot behind us. I'm going to tuck the toes and rest the leg. So I can really lean onto everything for support, and we're looking to open this front hip a little. So it may be that the knee stays here, it may be that the knee goes much further back behind you. That's your choice. So you may have a lot more, or it may be that it's literally just there. Doesn't matter where it ends up, but we're just looking to find some space here. And then we're going to stretch the other leg a little bit forward. So we could stay on the foot, the knee could be bent, or we could lift the toes and the leg could be quite long. My chair's a little bit. And then I want you to hold on to the chair and lift up through the spine. So your foot could be on the ground, front leg could be bent, your heel could be on the ground of that left leg. Soften the knee, and as you breathe out, if you want, you could take a little forward fold. A little forward fold, holding onto the chair, nice and supported. And just let the gaze drop towards that left foot. And we're nice and long through the body. One more breath. Brilliant. Then bringing the weight of the shoulders back so you're nice and stable. Using the hands if need to, bring that left foot onto the floor. Right foot onto the floor. Have a little listen. And by that I mean just listening to the body. And then we'll swap sides. So I'll spin to the other side. The turn of the left leg, but it doesn't matter which leg you do first. Turn of the left leg, going to bring behind, coming onto the top of the foot. Organising this space in a way that's comfortable. Maybe I need a blanket under the toes. Deciding with the right leg, do I just want to step it a little forward or do I want to lift the toes a little bit? What works for me? Holding the chair for support as we find lift. So it's a little active through the spine, soft through the shoulders. Maybe we stay here. Maybe as we breathe out, we hinge forward a little bit, gazing towards that right foot, taking a few breaths. And then when you're ready, bringing the weight, the shoulders back up over the hips, bringing the feet back onto the floor. And just pick up one foot and just do some nice rolls through the ankle. Big rolls through the ankle. Lots of cracking going on in my ankles today. Don't know about yours. Yeah. And we can give the legs a little bit of a shake. Give the wrists, arms a little bit of a shake. And then have a little notice how the body feels. And then we're just going to get organized in a really comfortable way. So as always, like if I have my chair against the wall, I could bring, it could be cushions, pillows to lean onto, something quite firm. I'm just going to grab something off my space here to lean back against so that you can really relax the head. And then I might put a pillow across the front and just rest here. That might work for you. You might like to lie on your couch and put your feet up. You might like to lie on the floor and put something under your head or under your knees. Please choose a space that you just feel really comfortable to be in. I'm going to come a lot closer towards the screen so I can keep an eye on the time. And just be as you want to be. Eyes open or closed. Moving or still. Knowing that at any time if you become uncomfortable, you're really welcome just to move. And maybe take a couple of those sighing breaths. So really taking the support of the chair, letting the shoulders maybe drop a little, maybe the head maybe drop a little, bringing a softness to the effort of holding the body up. This amazing body of ours that's held up by these muscles, by these bones. In this moment, the body can soften a little into the supports beneath and around it. The body can do a little less. Take away a little effort of that holding of structure. Can let go of that effort of holding facial expression, of showing up in the world in a particular way. Eyes can rest, mouth can soften, jaw, have a little wiggle of the jaw. A light touch between the lips. Maybe the tip of the tongue just resting behind those upper teeth. And all the skin on the face can be soft and smooth. Muscles can rest. Feel that your whole body can be invited in its own time to meet the supports that it can feel. To feel that firmness of ground under the soles of the feet, maybe other parts of the body. To feel that firmness of support around the pelvis, maybe around the back, maybe parts of the arms, and for some of us, maybe parts of the head. This solid, firm support. And feel that as you breathe out, there's an opportunity opening. An opportunity for the body to open to that support as much as it would like. As much as it would like, each breath out. Know that as you come into this space, this practice space, that every single part of you is welcome, however it is. And that this is not a space to fix or change, but to welcome and to soften into. And when you feel ready, you could imagine that color of softness. Come back to that color that brings that softness and trace it with the eyes as it drops from the crown of the head down to the soles of the feet. And maybe just take 3 breaths in that way, tracing that color of softness from the crown of the head down into the soles of the feet. And you can bring in as much of that as you want, as richly as you want, as vibrantly as you want, that softness coming into the body. And then if you would like, you could call in that kind light of attention that we normally put out into the world. Call it inward and find the center of you with the light of your attention, wherever you believe that to be. And in this place, if you would like, I invite you to imagine or remember a place in nature that you're really happy to gaze upon, a place that has a horizon. A place that is vast and broad and spacious. Maybe where the sea meets the sky, or the land meets the sky. And imagine taking in peripheral vision, taking in as much of this vision as you can, whether it's remembered or imagined. And see that horizon line and imagine it like your peace of mind, as if that clear line, that ever-present, ever-constant line is your peace of mind. And gaze upon it, maybe even if you wanted to, feeling the temperature of that place. Maybe it's a cool evening breeze or a warm sun. Maybe you're standing or lying or sitting. What colors can you see? Let this image be very vivid. Your peace of mind as a horizon. And then imagine as you gaze upon this horizon, this peace of mind, bring into this a sense of softness. How would softness show up in this horizon? Would it show up in something outside of the body, or would the body itself begin to feel a little soft? What might happen if we invited softness into this peace of mind? Maybe the body wants to move a little. Maybe the breath changes. And then let's feel our way into the breath. Maybe we want to do it by moving in the nostrils. Maybe we're happy to feel it moving in the body. This probably quite gentle breath in this resting body. And we can carry that light, that color of softness on a little journey around the body if we would like. Using our imagination, we can imagine the color of softness moving into the spaces of the head as we breathe this easy breath. And then imagining that color of softness moving at just the right speed and pace down through the neck and shoulders. Breath easy. And then carrying into the right shoulder and down the right arm, this color of softness. Feeding it through the right hand and into all of the fingers in turn. The right hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger and little finger. Spreading that color of softness down through the left side now, from the left shoulder, dropping through the left arm, into the hand. Moving through the fingers in turn, left hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger and little finger. Head, neck, shoulders, arms and hands filled with this color and sensation of softness. Then bringing that color and sensation into the center of the body. Let it drop all the way down through the back. All the way down through the front, the chest and the belly. Down through the waist from the armpit to the hip. and all the way down through the center of the body, from the base of the throat to the pelvis. The whole of the center of you filled with this color of softness. And then feel it moving freely through the pelvis, this color of softness. It's going to travel down the right leg first, just gradually moving down through the right leg, into the right foot, and out into the right big toe. First toe, second toe, third toe, and little toe. Down through the left leg, gradually making its way to the left foot, and out into the toes. Left big toe, first toe, second toe, third toe, little toe. And just feel that with each breath out now, the whole body is welcomed into this support, this rest, this softness, as much as it would like, knowing that it can move whenever it wants. Eyes open or closed whenever it wants. And then maybe feel your way, if it would be a nice thing to do, to the breath. And feel into the soft breath, meeting this soft body. We can use the breath to bring softness into spaces of tension or tightness. We can imagine that breath and that color just clearing away any residue, contraction, tension. And feel the breath rising and falling in this body. Rising and falling. And if there is a place within the body that doesn't feel soft, that feels the opposite to soft, if you would like, you could just rest that gentle and kind attention into that place. Not with the idea to fix it or to judge it, but just to notice this place. Just breathing with it as it is, in this moment, just for this moment, to notice this place. Notice how the breath is as you bring attention to this place. Notice the thoughts arising. And then gradually, when you're ready, shift your attention again into a place that feels richly soft. Maybe it's an imagination of softness if we can't find a place within the body. And spend a little time just being with soft again. It could be the earlobes, the belly, it could be the arms. And notice the breathing when we invite awareness of softness. Notice the thoughts when we focus on softness. And there's space now, if you would like, to move back and forth between these two things, softness and the place that isn't soft. Taking your time to meet and greet these different sensations within this body of yours. Not with the idea that one is better than the other, but just that they're different. Feeling the ground all the time, supporting the body. And then if you would like, you could imagine, is it possible to hold my attention on soft and on the opposite to soft at the same time? Can I hold both of those sensations together? What might that be like? You could try that now if you would like. See what happens. Maybe An image comes to mind, maybe a color changes. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to return your attention to a clear, bright light. Imagine this clear, bright light. Maybe it's a light within your horizon picture. Maybe it's the sun or the moon. Maybe it's a star. Maybe it's another kind of light. And see this light really clearly in front of you. Bright and vivid, the brightest light you've ever seen. This light that has the quality to clear, to cleanse, to clear, to cleanse, to dissolve. Maybe that light could just be shining towards you. Maybe it could meet your body. Maybe it could move through your body if you would like it to. Around you, beneath you, however you want that light to be. You could imagine that coming into your life now, into your attention, into this image. However you imagine it, you can't get it wrong. This bright light, and maybe it has an energy to it, a quality of energy, of rest, of energy itself, of peace. What quality of energy would this bright, clear and cleansing light have? And feel it moving through the body in a way that is nice for you. Dissolving, cleaning and cleansing this bright, clear, beautiful light. And then allow yourself to see the horizon once again, to return to that picture, imagined or real, of that place, that line of your peace of mind, this steadiness, ever present, your horizon line, your baseline, your peace of mind. And take a few breaths, knowing that that is always there, eyes open or closed, always there, this peace of mind. And then as we come out of this relaxation together, we can choose a color that has just the right amount of awakeness to it. For me, it's a yellow. Maybe a different color for you. And we're going to breathe it in from the feet to the crown of the head 3 times, imagining this bright, gorgeous, just the right amount of awakeness color. Breathing it in and up through the body. Breathing it out and down to the feet. Twice more. Breathing it in and up to the crown of the head. Just the right amount of awake. Breathing it out and down. One more time. Breathing it in. Eyes opening, wide awake into the space. Looking around with soft eyes. Just moving the face, the head. Looking behind you, around you. Taking any little movements and stretches that might be nice. Oh, why not give yourself a bit of a hug? Maybe it's a knee to the chest. Maybe it's an arms around the upper body. What would be nice? A little squeeze. And then all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Really nice to see you all. So this is the last one before the summer. So I put in the chat box earlier a link to my YouTube station, I hope, if I've done that right. And some of the classes we've done, I've recorded and put up there. But you're not being recorded. It's being recorded above you.